Match reaction for Liverpool versus Leicester. Liverpool beating Leicester 2-1 after Wout Faes gives him two belated Christmas gifts and two own goals. Um, in a game that Leicester dominated completely. Liverpool couldn't really get into it, but they still win. So here's our match reaction to it. We're trying to do more for our club games. We were going to do one for West Ham, Brentford, but our in-house West Ham fan, Andres, was too distraught and defeated to want to do it. So we're not going to do it. So we're just going to, this is the only one for today, Liverpool Leicester. But we got a lot of things to say. Per usual, subscribe, like button, notifications, blah, blah, blah. Comment your thoughts. Comment other games you want us to do. And, the typical things that I say in the beginning of the video. So Liverpool, Leicester, like I said, Leicester was their game the whole time, really. Dago, give me your thoughts, give me your opinions.
Yeah, honestly, it wasn't like Leicester were amazing, but they were
Yeah.
still pretty good, and honestly,
Yeah.
probably deserved at least a draw out of this game. Obviously going to Anfield is never an easy thing, never.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you think you're playing better, doesn't matter. Liverpool always somehow seem to get something out of their games at home, whether it's a win or even a draw. So I do feel for Leicester because I do think they played pretty well, and Liverpool didn't play particularly great for large stretches of the game. But like I said, at the end of the day, it's Anfield. Liverpool got that luck that they needed.
Mm-hmm.
Wout Faes, I don't know what. Okay,
A howler. A true howler today.
with him. And I was telling my dad this. I think that first goal, that own goal. I understand. He doesn't hear the shout from the keeper. He goes for the ball, mishits it. You see those kind of mishits all the time, but this one loops in, and unfortunate. I get that. It's unfortunate. I don't really blame him. It was one of those that was a mix-up.
Yeah.
The second one, I have no idea what was going on through his head on that second one. That one was an absolute howler.
Pure brain fart. There's
I
nothing.
don't understand. That one I have no logical reasoning to give him any benefit of the doubt there. It's just so I don't know, and that was the winner, which is
it's so sad. It's 6-7 minutes after the other one too.
Yeah,
and 2 goals in 7 minutes is crazy. I think they said only 3 or 4 of the players have done it in Premier League history.
I think
One of
four.
them beat
Yeah,
Jamie
four.
Carragher,
Yeah.
which is very funny when I heard that.
Yeah.
But I was fully waiting for him to score a third. If I'm being honest,
I know.
I was fully expecting it. There was a it reminded me. The women's USA played. I don't know, Australia, New Zealand, someone, and there's a player on the team.
I do remember that. Yeah.
Right, they had 3 own goals, a hat trick of own goals.
Right.
I was fully ready for it, but it wasn't meant to be.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Leicester are doing so well until that, and they tried their best to get back into it, but like I said, Liverpool at Anfield, you don't want to play them at Anfield. It's just not something you want to do.
Yeah.
They've Van Dijk's lost one game at Anfield.
Crazy.
So
they said too, I think they hadn't won in Anfield, or I don't know if gotten won in Anfield in 22 years. I think.
Leicester, damn.
Yeah. I think they've gotten a total of 2 points and 33 potential points or something like that. I don't know.
Wow.
Don't quote me on that. That might be wrong.
Brutal.
But
I mean, something even along those lines sounds accurate because that's brutal.
Yeah. I want to for Liverpool. Jordan Henderson had a crap game. Robertson started off really bad.
Robertson was bad.
Darwin Nunez had near the end could have put the game up to bed.
Darwin Nunez. We talked about him in the Man City game, and I said this, and I'm stand by this. He is a good player. He works really hard. He has all the physical attributes. He's fast. He's strong. He runs into he presses. He does everything you want a striker to do, except composure when he matters the finish. Yes, he technically created the second goal because he chipped it into the post, whatever. But at the end of the day, he had other good chances that he put wide too often. And just everything else is just there, just missing that last piece.
Even that last goal, he should have made that. It shouldn't have hit the post.
Yeah.
And no offense to Wout Faes, but in any other center back that's being cleared, and that's just an unlucky shot off the post.
Right.
But he's been making that. He had a chance in the last 10 minutes that he just skied it over the net. And that should have went in to put the game in the bed. The commentators also said you're right. He's a good player. He hasn't been playing bad in the past 8 starts before that. He had 6 goals, 2 assists.
Mm-hmm.
but they also said he's missed the most big chances I think any player in the Premier League or any striker or
Not
something like that.
surprised. Not surprised by that. Yeah.
And he's nowhere near a flop. Nowhere near a flop.
No, no,
So
no, no,
it's
no, no,
so
no.
unfair to call him that, and I know people have, and
Jadon
especially
Sancho's a flop.
yeah,
Not this
Jaden
guy.
Sancho. Anthony's becoming a flop. Like it's and
I mean, okay, give Anthony a couple games. It's one
no, of
season. Give him a
course,
couple
of course,
games.
of course, of course, of course. But I mean, he's not doing much better than Jaden Sancho. So that's all I mean. I'm saying I say
At least
becoming.
he's at
He's not
least
a
he's
flop.
there. At least
At
he's at
least
the
he's
club.
there.
Jadon Sancho, I'm calling you out. At least he's at the club. At least he's at his job.
I
God damn.
and a little. I do feel bad in a way for Darwin Nunez because he also came into the league at the same time as Erling Haaland, who
Yeah.
is the most dominant striker in the world right now and
Yeah.
is on track to become the greatest player the Premier League has ever seen in attacking sense. One of the best attacking players of all time.
Mhm.
So it's very unfair to Darwin Nunez, but because he has been doing good, like let's be honest, he has been doing good, but he could be doing so much better, and
Yeah.
Liverpool could be doing
Yeah.
so much better.
Yeah.
It's so
Exactly.
unfortunate. It's unfortunate for them because I mean, even though they won today, they shouldn't have won, and like that's not good for Liverpool. And um, Cody G was watching from the stands. Even
Don't forget
the,
about Cody G though.
he's gonna do a lot. I mean, if Darwin
Yeah.
Nunez can service it into Cody G, even the commentators saying like he must be happy watching this because that's so many opportunities that they're gonna give
Oh
to
yeah.
Cody instead of Darwin that his party's gonna slot away.
He's in a lot of way.
Um,
Cody G. I this always happens. Everybody admires a player, and then when he's
mhm.
linked to your rivals or to that team that you don't want him to go to, you start calling him overrated or Farmers
Yeah,
League or whatever. It happens, it's just part of this football cycle. But
yeah,
this guy, we saw him do it at Qatar. We
hmm
saw him. We saw him
and then
in
the
the biggest
limbs.
stage in the
Yeah,
Netherlands. And we know he's good.
yeah,
It's undeniable. We know he's good. We know he's gonna do really well. The question is he enough to change Liverpool's fortunes? Maybe, maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see. If Darwin Nunes finds his form as well, then I think we're talking about Liverpool that all of a sudden maybe start looking a bit better, a
yeah. I
bit
mean,
sooner.
like on paper, I mean, okay, Liverpool already have a crazy attacking three in an unhurt Luis Diaz,
Mm-hmm.
Darwin Nunez, and then Salah.
And Salah, yeah,
In that order, left, middle, right. But I mean, Luis Diaz is hurt. Cody G replaces him, probably, or he might play more central role, and Darwin goes out wide. Um, but either way, like that's a great front three with a lot of
yeah,
potential in two of them, and we already know Salah's been one of the greatest winners the Premier League has ever seen
yeah,
already. But is it enough to get Liverpool across that like threshold that we're doing? I think not. Personally, I think
okay.
midfield is key. I think so.
Midfield, that's a
Midfield
good point. Yeah,
midfield is
yeah,
big. Jordan Henderson had a howler today.
yeah,
The name that was floating about was Enzo Fernandez, but it looks like as of right now,
yeah.
Chelsea's going to get him. That's what it looks like. It's according to Fabrizio Romano, we are very very close to getting him, and he was a key Liverpool target for a while.
Yeah.
And he was
And
supposed to
then
go there, and it's not going to happen.
Bellingham's looking like he's going to Real Madrid.
Belling, yeah, I saw they're potentially going to put out a bid of like
Yeah.
100
So
plus million.
there goes. So okay, obviously very early. We don't want to start talking, but let's just say
Right.
Enzo Fernandez to Chelsea, Bellingham to Real Madrid. That was their two targets.
Yeah,
Those are the
and
two midfield targets that they
arguably
needed.
two of the biggest midfield targets in the world and talents
Right.
and with the
Yeah.
most highest potential. Um, and they desperately need help. And you know, I think they would like too, but I would like them to see. They need to sign a young midfielder. They can't
Yeah.
settle for a 27, 28-year-old plus midfielder unless they're
Yeah.
really good, unless they're top of the line, right? But
I mean, yeah,
you're
yeah, yeah.
Liverpool's obviously starting to not rebuild, but implement the younger players into the aging prime Liverpool squad.
Mm.
Why they're getting Darwin Nunez. It's why they're getting Cody G. Um, so if they Carvalho, so if they wanted to, they need to bolster the midfield with a center mid. And unfortunately, it might not happen in January, which they need to, and then the year just becomes not a filler year, but just a let's finish as high as possible, hopefully a Champions League, and then we're good. But I think
Yeah.
like I said, Cody G is huge for them, but it's not a game changer in the way that their attack is already their best part of the team. You
Mhm,
know,
mhm.
so yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
I agree. I think the midfield is important. Thiago is obviously world class, but they need that other midfielder next to him. And they have Fabinho as a defensive midfielder, so they need that extra person. And I want to put this one out there. I don't know what Liverpool exactly what kind of midfielder they're looking for. Maybe they're looking
Mm-hmm.
for a more offensive one, but I'm just
Mm-hmm.
throwing this one out there. They played against a potential target and Yuri Tielemans. I think
Tielemans would be good.
I think he's a very good player. The fact that Leicester still have him is a testament to their ability to convince him that. I mean, to be fair, I know Leicester having a bad season this season, but they've actually
Yeah,
been pretty good, so it hasn't
yeah.
really be too hard. But Tielemans was great. I thought, like I said, I think just to bring it back to Leicester, so we give them a bit of credit. They weren't bad. They weren't bad, you
No,
know. And
Leicester played a good game.
they played a good game. Wout Faes has actually been the reason their defense has been improved. So
Yeah,
even though he's going to get a lot of slack for these really terrible mistakes, he actually has been pretty good for them. And I hope this doesn't hurt his confidence and because he's been a good Leicester needed because they were, I think before they brought him in, he
hmm
and started integrating him in, they were having
hmm
really poor defensive errors.
yeah,
And then he kind of shored that up. I think I remember. Okay, I could be wrong. I have to look at their results. But if I remember correctly, they had like 5 or 6 clean sheets in the last 8 Premier League games.
no kidding.
Uh, or the last 8 games in all competitions. Sorry, in all competitions. So they, I mean, that he was so important to that. So I hope he does well
Yeah,
and bounces back from this. Every defender. That's the thing about defenders. Attackers can make 5 mistakes in offense, passing to the wrong guy, shooting off the wrong target, and
yeah,
people will forget in the next game. Defenders make one mistake on defense. People remember that for months, and it's
amen.
just such a it's the unfair rules of the positions in football. The defense tend to be far more heavily scrutinized
Yeah,
compared to the attack. So I just hope he bounces back because he's a good player and he's one of the big reasons Leicester have turned it around and at least look
yeah.
really good today. And hopefully they keep it up because we all like Leicester.
Leicester too. They unfortunately for Wout Faes, I don't know if it's confirmed yet, but they might lose Soyuncu to Atletico Madrid. I don't know if you were saying that.
I didn't see that. Okay.
Yeah, at least like last week, I think they were pretty close, if not have already signed him. Um, Unless they desperately need defensive help. Yeah, I feel especially because a key member of the defense is Johnny Evans, but
Mm-hmm.
he's like
Mm-hmm.
what 37, 36, 37. Like,
I don't think that old, but he's pretty old. Yeah.
oh, okay. Why am I wrong? But he's getting up there, and I mean in the way that they need a little revamp of the defense
Yeah.
in order to
34. I
give
mean,
34. Okay, not
that's yeah.
terribly old. I mean, Thiago Silva's doing it at 36, I think, and
But very few players keep it up for that long.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And Johnny Evans, don't get me wrong, he's class, and there's a reason
Mm-hmm.
he's
Absolutely.
at a
Absolutely.
a Premier League side for at that age, but they need reinforcements. Hopefully this January.
Yeah. I
Which is
think.
worrying because they said Brendan Rodgers has never made a permanent January signing since like the year he took charge.
Huh.
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
this is my kind of business they do.
They need. If they can just get at least a defender, they have some. They have some genuinely good players, like some
They have
really good
great
players on that
players. They
team.
do.
Um, I think a defensive signing is really that center back is really good because, like you said, Johnny Evans, 34. I think he didn't play today because he was injured, which
Yeah.
is again another not great thing. So, um, obviously a great defender when he's fit, but at 34, you don't have too much time and too many minutes in you left. So like, if Brendan Rodgers wants, I think Leicester are somewhat safe from relegation right now,
hmm
but that can change really quickly. We have a whole half season left. So many things can happen between now and then. So,
Right.
you need to make sure you're prepared. And I think a defender, okay, even if it's a loan, I
hmm
think something like that would be great. And from
Definitely.
the sounds of it, maybe it is more like a loan than not. Which
Yeah.
I guess the
Anything. I mean,
loans are fine.
like the goal here for Leicester is just to not get relegated. Like there's
Yeah,
no other opportunity for them really, and
yeah. The
we don't
start
even know
off
if
too
that's gonna
poorly.
happen. Yeah, they're only 4 points above relegation, so
Yeah, yeah.
anything could happen here. So they do need reinforcements. I hope Andres is watching this
Definitely.
because I will point out West Ham is 1 point above relegation and they're in 17th place.
Brent. Okay, I know I didn't watch the game, but we didn't really talk about the games last week. So I just want to quickly
Mhm.
mention Brentford is an excellent team. Do not sleep on Brentford. They are a
Amen.
very good team, very well organized. They're unbeaten in like their last, I want to say several games. I don't know how many. I don't want to put a number to
Yeah,
it,
at
but
least five.
several
I know at
games.
least five.
Admittedly, they get a lot of draws, which means they aren't very as high as they maybe would hope to be because
Right.
points. But that means they're hard to beat nonetheless. And hey, if they can start getting some of those draws into wins, that partnership of Ivan Toney and Brian Mbeumo up front is disgusting.
One of the deadliest duos in the league right now.
So good. Tony's just close to being one of the top 5 strikers, if not up there. I can't really. I'm not thinking of all the strikers right now, but he's up there. And Brian Mbeumo has really been. He's such a sneaky little guy, man. He dribbles and is fast, and it's just you can't tackle him. Genuinely a good partnership. But not to get off topic, but Brentford are very good, and they showed it against West Ham.
Yeah.
I think
they have 8 draws, and that's the most in the league. So
yeah. Like very hard to beat, but they probably just want to start turning a few of those into some wins. I think that'll help them out.
Yeah.
I think actually that's interesting.
No, go
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. I was gonna say they only have 4 losses in League Two, which is
4 losses. Is very good. That's
very great. That's like same amount as Tottenham, United, Liverpool, one less than Brighton and Chelsea. And like I hate to do this again, but the team with the most losses is West Ham with 11. But sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just saying it's also a perfect segue to Liverpool's next game is actually against Brentford, and I think Brentford are a much better team than Leicester as of right now. So the question is, Liverpool go to Brentford. It's at Brentford's home. I actually don't know the name of the stadium. I need to learn that. But basically, will we see a Brentford win? I don't think we're too far away from or too out there saying Brentford came away with at least a point. I think we both agree they can at least come away with a point. Yeah. But maybe all 3. I don't know. I think we'll have to see.
Yeah, especially with the Liverpool we saw today, Brentford could beat that easy.
Yeah, but then Cody G's getting integrated. Most likely, he'll be in that
Cody
team.
G
is not on the bench.
Is he allowed to yet? I don't know if he's allowed to.
I thought as soon as you get into January, as soon as the window.
Oh, true. Right, it's next weekend. Yeah. My bad. Yes. Yeah. Sick. All right. Well, we'll keep an eye out for that one. That should be a game. Hopefully, have a reaction for that. Tomorrow is Brighton Arsenal is like the key game.
Good game.
So I might try to do a match reaction. I don't think I might not be able to.
I will.
Okay. Cool. So we'll do.
Oh, is that the 9:30 one? Okay.
Yeah. 9:30.
Okay. Never mind. I take that back. I may not be able to.
All right. Well, it might just be me. We'll but then the following day, Spurs play Villa, Chelsea play Nottingham. We might have some up for that. Actually, I don't know if Cody G's playing because they Liverpool Brentford play this Monday on the 2nd.
When does the window open?
I don't know. 3rd, 4th. Tell us, David. Tell us. January 1st. Okay, so it might be. All right.
So he might be. If not on the bench.
We could see that. We could see that. Yeah, if not on the bench. So we could see that. So, I guess we'll call it there then. That's pretty much everything we got to say. If you like this match reaction, if you like this one in particular, please like the video. Comment your thoughts on this game, upcoming games, anything. Premier League, any games you want us to do, we will try our best to do them. Subscribe if you like the content and want more of these. Turn notifications on, of course, so you're one of the first to be able to know when they come out. And hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow, following day, whenever we release another match reaction. And so peace. Bye-bye.